We identified 2 dorms, nearly 120 beds, to close and divert those offenders to programs that will better meet their needs. Dorm 4 is closed, and the care focus will Dorm 5 through the end of the calendar year. I believe that we all share the same goal, which is to ensure that offenders get the intervention to prevent future recidivism. Following the budget discussion, partners throughout the justice system have worked together to accomplish this goal and have made progress toward diverting people to the necessary services. Next month, the Unity Center will open and the key program will launch. Both will continue these efforts and provide a much-needed resource for our justice system partners. However, as we heard at the September briefing, in accordance with this budget note, we are not ready to close Dorm 5 yet. I'm confident with these new programs and the commitment of my colleagues on the board and our local partners, we will get there. But as Sheriff Reese reported in that briefing, if we close Dorm 5 on January 1st, we will be at or above capacity in the jail and risk emergency population releases. As a representative from this county, this concerns me. That's why I'm sponsoring today's budget modification to release funds to keep this dorm open as long as the rest of the fiscal year. Recent reports indicate that crime is up in East County, especially Gresham and East Portland. The diversion programs are based on good models that they're launching in Portland. These concerns are shared in submitted statements by Troutdale Mayor Doug Dowse and Gresham Mayor Shane Venus. Once we see some of the data on the impact of these system programs, I'm confident that the new board will make a good decision in next year's budget to ensure public safety throughout Multnomah County. I've sponsored this budget modification because we don't think we're quite there yet, and these jail beds are still necessary at this time. I want to thank our justice system partners and my colleagues on this board for their commitment to this goal and their hard work to get to this point. Thanks. Morning.
Chair, good morning, Commissioners. My name is Mike Reese, and I'm the Multnomah County Sheriff. And I'm here to provide information regarding a request to release contingency funds to continue funding Dorm 5 at Inverness Jail. Now, I apologize, I have a little bit of a cold, so I sound like Johnny Cash a little bit. I made comments this morning.
We love Johnny. We love Johnny.
I promise not to start singing.
Please
but
do.
I also want to echo the comments earlier and thank Commissioner Bailey, Commissioner Shiprack, and Commissioner McKeel for their years of service to our community. As a resident of this community, I appreciate your work and all that you've done to make this a better place to live. Thank you. Assisting me today is Mike Schultz, our Chief Deputy of Corrections. And this year, the board reduced the authorized number of jail beds in our community from 1,310 to 1,192. The cuts were stair-stepped to see if our criminal justice system partners could safely make the reductions in the number of adults being brought into our custody, and to gauge the impact of innovative programs such as the law enforcement assisted diversion, the opening of the Unity Center, changes to recog policies, and other criminal justice system adjustments. The board wisely placed the money necessary to pay for corrections deputies to staff Dorm 4 and Dorm 5 into a contingency fund in case the reductions of adults in custody did not happen as anticipated, or programs such as LEAD and the Unity Center did not produce the expected outcomes or were delayed in startup. In July, the Sheriff's Office was able to close Dorm 4, which was 3 months ahead of schedule. This demonstrated our active support of this plan. However, the number has not continued to drop significantly. Based on an analysis of past trends which we've provided you, and the current numbers, if Dorm 5 is closed on January 1st as directed by the board, we will likely be in a continual population emergency. This will require the Sheriff's Office and our criminal justice system partners to take drastic measures that will have a detrimental impact on the safety of the community and the effectiveness of programs designed to reduce recidivism. In summary, we are committed to the wise use of our jail resources and alternatives to incarceration. However, closing Dorm 5 at this time does not support the collective efforts or overarching goals of the county's criminal justice system and brings about the very consequences our partners and MCSO have worked hard to avoid. For the aforementioned reason, I respectfully request the board approve $505,320 to fund Dorm 5 for the remainder of the fiscal year. Thank you.
Questions or comments from the board?
Madam Chair, do we have any other folks ever be speaking on this as well? Today?
I don't know. I don't know if anyone else signed up.
We have public comments.
Ridiculous.
Oh, okay. And your sense is if we don't fund this storm, that you believe that we're going to be in a perpetual emergency situation, letting folks out that probably should not be out?
Based on the past data that we provided the board earlier in briefings, it shows that we would be above capacity, 100% of capacity, or above the 95% virtually the entire year.
Just 30 days.
Any questions or comments?
Actually, the fiscal year, I
Thank
think
you.
ends July.
We have one public testimony. Please come forward when I call your name. Robert West.
If anybody else wants to comment on this item or any other items, agenda items, please sign up.
Yes, my name is Robert West. I'm with From the Police 911, and I wanted to bring up the fact that they're still housing non-serious, non-violent people, protesters that's been arrested and stuff like that. They're still booking and housing them. If a judge orders some to do jail time, give you an example, we had a guy throw water in a guy's face at one of the co-op meetings, and he got jail time for throwing water in a guy's face. I don't really think that's what jail space should be for. And I see protesters, they get 2, 3, 5 days in the county jail. These are crimes that really shouldn't have been filed, and even though they were filed, people really shouldn't take up jail space. It costs a lot to house an inmate in the county jail. So I would really like to see the sheriff's department work on figuring out how they can get the non-serious, non-violent offenders that are in jail right now into other programs like drug treatment programs, mental health programs, sex offender treatment programs and stuff like that. Stuff that we have a little bit of, but not enough of in our community. It costs a whole lot less to have someone that's in a send someone to a drug treatment program where they can work on their problems, work on their addiction, have counseling there, and they basically pay a little bit at a time for their own house upkeep, rather than to have someone that's paid a lot of money to house them in the county jail. I just find that it's appalling that they still house a lot of non-serious, non-violent offenders, and the sheriff says, well, we're going to have to kick people out. They're going to have to kick people out that are in for really minor crimes, disorderly conduct, contempt of court. I just watched a dude get contempt of court for a disorderly conduct, and he spent almost 20 days in the county jail, which I thought was totally ridiculous. And so that's what I wanted to bring up is unless they can come up with ways of dealing with. I don't have any objection to people that are being arrested for murder, robbery, rape, stuff like that being housed in the county jail.
Thank you. So your time is up if you want to finish your sentence.
Okay, I'm finished.
Thank you, thanks for coming.
Mr. Boyer, I did want to, in response to Commissioner Smith's question about others, they're, due to the weather and so forth, so some people submitted letters, and that's why we have the letter from Mayor and from Mayor House.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to thank Commissioner Keel for her leadership on the method support this wholeheartedly. I think it's important and it's
What do you
going to
think?
be a tool that we have to keep our community
I
safe.
agree. Protesters should be sent in jail.
Any questions or comments from the board?
Well, ma'am. I don't want to ask any questions at this point. I kind of feel like this has been discussed, and discussed for all 8 years that I've been here. And basically what it is a philosophical question or a political question or a matter of opinion, which is, does more jail make us more safe? I feel more safer when more people are in jail. And then that leads to a lot of other questions, like, do I feel safer when more people are in jail for longer? Or do I feel safer when more people are in jail, released, and go back to jail again? And given the geometric progression of that at a recidivism rate that we've worked on, but it stands pretty steadily, that once you go to jail once, your likelihood increases that you're going to go to jail again. So